Codemotion Roma, benvenuti a questa edizione del 2015. Siamo qui con Bermon Painter. Hi Bermon.
Ciao, ciao.
Hi.
Hi.
From Cardinal Solutions.
Cardinal Solutions.
Mm-hmm. So, Bermon, what are the keywords to create high quality products? And what can we expect from your talk tomorrow?
Sure. Tomorrow, the point of the talk is integrating user experience and Agile, which is a pretty solid development methodology. So I would say kind of the key for us in creating solid products is focusing on users' needs. So we typically work with the business, work with the user base, and to try and understand what the business is trying to accomplish, what their goals are, and then try and map that to the end user. And so we kind of use this validation cycle where the business says something, the user says something, and we want to make sure that they kind of mesh in the middle somewhere. So we're creating something that provides some type of value for the business, but also for the user.
Nice. Agile, Scrum, Kanban, Lean. Which methodology do you prefer and why?
I'm kind of methodology agnostic. So I have no preference on one or the other. I tend to kind of pick and choose depending on the project. And try and use the methodology that fits the best. In most cases, one singular methodology doesn't quite work, so we kind of pick and pull from the pieces of each one that work best.
Okay. So, you said the web is no longer in its infancy, and we are growing up. Well, where do you go from here?
So I would say going from here is, as the web's matured over the last 15, 20 years, that there's been a big focus on not just creating products. Anybody can create a product, but creating products that fit into people's life in some meaningful way. So I think that's kind of going to be the focus going forward is, but because the barrier of entry is so low, because anybody can spin up something on Azure or AWS and create an internet company, the big differentiating factor is creating something that engages a human being in some way.
Nice. You are the organizer of Blend Conference, a 3-day event for user experience strategists, designers, developers. So what do you think about this edition of Codemotion Rome?
So this is my second Codemotion, and the first Blend conference I did was after my first Codemotion. So this is, I attend two conferences that are just huge. One in Montreal called Confu, and then Codemotion here in Rome. And they're these large, monstrous events with lots of people, lots of tracks. So I learned a lot on organization. I think Codemotion runs a really solid conference. The volunteers are great. They all speak at you in Spanish, which is even better, so I can try and learn some stuff. The food's pretty good. And then there's a lot of student involvement, which I think is great. So we try to take some of that to Blend Conference. So we have a student day, and we focus on middle school and high school students, and we try to kind of embrace higher ed students and have them participate in technology, because there's a lot of energy here because there's such a variety of people. So it's not just working professionals, it's not just companies, it's students in university, all the way up to some of the larger companies, and it's great for the energy of the conference.
So you like us?
I do. I like it a lot. I'll come back anytime.
Okay, thank you very much, Bermon.